heard the story of 9/11. But have you heard the story of a hero, the man in the red bandana, Wells Crowther?
In those awful moments, after the South Tower was hit, some of the injured huddled in the wreckage of the 78th floor. The fires were spreading. The air was filled with smoke. It was dark. They could barely see. It seemed as if there was no way out.
Growing up in Nyack, New Jersey, the red bandana was very important to Wells.
Wells was a little boy, and my husband took a little white handkerchief and folded up and put it in his pocket. And he said, "Now, Wells, this white handkerchief, that's for show. Here's a bandana, that's for to blow your nose." So from the time he was a very little boy, that's what he carried, and mostly red bandanas.
He loved having that red bandana, and he always had it with him. He always had it with him.
Wells loved two things, being an athlete and helping people. He was able to serve his community by volunteering at the local fire department.
As soon as he turned 16, he signed up as a junior firefighter. He had a great affinity for it. He loved helping people.
I just remember a kid that was a smart kid. He knew he was concentrating on what he had to do, and you could tell he kind of had the right stuff.
Wells had always been a good athlete. He attended Boston College and played lacrosse, the sport he loved the most. He wore his red bandana under his helmet every game, even though his friends made fun of him for it. Wells graduated Boston College in 1999 and started working in New York as a trader on the 104th floor of the World Trade Center. Even though he liked his job, he felt like he could do more with his life. He never lost his desire to want to help people.
He always wanted to be in business, and he wanted to be down on Wall Street. So he was living his dream. But also there was a piece missing.
Wells called me one day and said, "You know, Dad, I think I want to change my career." I said, "Excuse me?" He said, "I think I want to be a New York City firefighter." He also said, "Dad, if I sit in front of this computer for the rest of my life, I'll go crazy."
On the morning of September 11th, when the first plane hit, Wells was already at his desk on the 104th floor of the South Tower of the World Trade Center. Wells decided to call his mom to let her know he was okay.
Mom, this is Wells. I want you to know that I'm okay.
It would be the last time she would ever hear from Wells.
When I heard the news that the tower had come down, I knew in my heart of hearts that Wells was gone.
For almost a year, his parents had no idea what happened to their son. In May 2002, there was a newspaper article in the New York Times describing how a man in the red bandana saved dozens of people before the South Tower collapsed.
Memorial Weekend of 2002 came around. The New York Times came out with this big article, "Fighting to Live as the Towers Died." And there was a section that said 902 in the South Tower, 78th floor sky lobby. So I read this section, and that's where I saw the references to the red handkerchief and the reference to the red bandana.
We looked around the floor. I said, well, we really can't move because we don't know what happened. We're afraid that we're going to take a step, the whole thing's going to sink in. Then all of a sudden, we saw a young man come out of nowhere. You heard this man's voice say, "I found the stairs. Follow me. Only help the one that you can help." It's the way he said it. And we just got up we follow.
Wells had found the stairs on the 78th floor and led people down the stairs to the 61st floor, where the firemen helped the people the rest of the way down. Wells returned to the 78th floor to save even more people. According to reports, he did that a total of 3 times.
I mean, he could have continued going down with us, but he didn't. He decided to go back up.
To know that Wells, in that figurative sense, took off the equity trader hat and put it on the table, picked up his helmet, firefighter's helmet, and went to work. For me, that was an incredible, incredible thing to know.
The story of the man in red bandana continues to inspire people to this day. Boston College football team honors Wells every year with its red bandana game. They also have a race called the Red Bandana 5K that raises money for the Wells Remy Crowther Charitable Trust. He is also honored at his hometown fire station and at the 9/11 Memorial and Museum in New York City. Most importantly, he is part of the lives of the people he saved.
Without him, I wouldn't be here. He saved my life.
The best part is the lesson we can all learn from his life.
No greater love hath one than to lay down his life for his fellow man. It's all right here in this red bandana for me.
To me, that is a hero.
Shirts in the closet, shoes in the hall, mama's in the kitchen,